Right, hi guys, welcome to a brand new podcast coming to you. We are Food for Footy. The whole idea of this podcast is that we come to you talking about football, talking about all the latest issues with football. And look, we're two lads that love to talk about football. When do we most talk about football? When we're having some food, having some drinks, whatever it may be. So we have some food to review and we will grade at the end if this is good food for footy. So my name's Adam, a huge Liverpool fan, coming to you today. Alongside me I've got Murchy.
So massive Leicester fan, season ticket holder for over 15 years I'd say. Massive football fan. Just love everything that's football. Been coaching for years, got a UEFA B. So knowledge is quite there. Better coach than player though.
I think one thing we talk about with ourselves is we use this analogy to quote the great legendary man, where he said he was the normal one. We are the normal people, okay? We're not sat here with stats. We've got no links to football other than we absolutely love it. And look, we want to have this conversation with you. So please, in those comments below, talk to us about what you think about anything that we're saying about the latest issues of football and join in. So we've got our milkshakes from Little Dessert Shop. Okay, we'll see how they go. Nice sunny day. We thought we'd start with some milkshakes. Beautiful. Yeah, good stuff. Right, so big news. Big news first of all. I mean, big news involves your club.
Yeah.
And the points dodging deduction?
Points dodging, yeah. Probably dodging in comparison to Everton and Forest, where they've been hit. Luckily last season when everyone else in that league was awful. The three who come up went down, for example.
Yeah.
Have we cheated? Leicester fans probably won't like me saying this, but yes, we have.
You're not welcome back at the King Power anymore.
Well. Were we smart? Probably. I think the lad we hired to get us out of it.
he needs a raise.
I'd build him a statue. If we stay up, he can have a statue.
Him doing the books, working out the dates to move the date so that
we wasn't a Premier League club.
I
don't know. I think it's a bit of Premier League incompetence more than anything. The whole PSR thing is ridiculous. I think it's just limiting clubs, and you can see it with Villa now charging people God knows how much to park in a disabled spot, for example. But PSR is a whole different topic that I can talk about for hours.
Well, the irony is with it is it was brought in to try and stop another Man City, but the problem is we've now got a league that Man City win it all the time.
Yeah. We are the farmers now. PSG.
You see that on social media, the little meme. We are we the
we are the farmers now. It's the same every year.
But, yeah, huge dodge for you. But
massive.
But great for you.
It could be the difference with us staying up now.
But I mean, has PSR turned a corner? Because beforehand you had Forest and Everton where, you know, they had their appeals go through, they got nothing. Okay, Everton I think and Forest had a slight deduction, but they still got hit with points.
Yeah.
Whereas now you had Leicester dodging it completely. Chelsea selling as many hotels as they want.
Yeah.
Now look, we want to dive into loads of different clubs in the Premier League, and we talked about this beforehand. We have to start with Chelsea. So Chelsea fans, next week we are going to be coming to. We're going to get some Chelsea fans on alongside with us, see what they say. But where do you start with what you called it, the circus?
It is the circus. Chelsea Football Club is a circus. I think Chelsea fans will agree with me saying that since Todd Bowley's come in, it's just absolutely crazy there, and it needs a whole hour or two just to speak about them.
Yeah, it does. So we'll be bringing you that next episode next week. These are fantastic, aren't they? Really nice, really good stuff.
Smashing mine.
Yeah. Right. So first segment I want to talk about Murchy's marks. So this is something we're going to be doing regularly on the pod. Get Murchy's thoughts, get your grades. So I have allowed you to sit on the fence. We have got a category on the fence, but we've got absolute class, promising, disappointing, an absolute pile of. Exactly. Right. So we're thinking about the Premier League start so far. We're looking at the clubs, and we're including transfers in this.
Yeah.
Because they do play a big part. Now, Murchy, you've graded already for us. You are the tech whiz, so hopefully somewhere
there'll be a graphic
little
somewhere.
graphic.
Maybe.
I mean, a Rafa Benitez-esque
Yeah.
would be ideal where it is. But I want to talk to you about a few. So in absolute class, you've put Brighton, Liverpool and Man City. I mean, I'm not going to argue with Liverpool. Do you know what? I think
it's the top three, isn't it?
If we hadn't signed anybody this year, I might have put us a bit lower, but I think the two signings we've made,
I think the start you've had as well.
Yeah.
I don't think you've conceded a goal yet.
We haven't. No,
and that's
fantastic.
New manager, Arne Slot, who I really like. I think it's a great replacement for Klopp. Obviously, the football is slightly different now. Obviously, you being a Liverpool fan will see that more than me.
It's a lot less risk.
Yeah.
And we'll come to Liverpool. We'll talk about Liverpool, but I know when I watched the game against United, I didn't feel as nervous that we're going to throw it away.
No.
And that was the big thing. In promising, there's a few I want to talk to you about in here because you've got Arsenal, Villa, Fulham, Brentford, Newcastle, and Forest. Let's start with Arsenal. Why not absolute class? Why promising?
I think they needed to go out and sign a proper striker.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Havertz for me isn't a 9, and I know they might play as a false 9, but I don't know. I just think there's something missing at Arsenal, and I think they're missing a proven scorer up
Does
top.
Sterling not fill that void?
See, this is the thing. I think Sterling is such a smart signing.
Incredible.
And I've seen it online. People are 50-50 for it. Either he's finished. Why are they spending money on him? They're spending 100k a week on it. That's good money. It's great value for someone who's won as much as he's won.
Quote me on this when we have our Chelsea fans on next week. Chelsea is a graveyard club for players.
You don't want to go there for your career.
I'm trying to think who's gone there and has got better. Like, my brother-in-law's a Chelsea fan. And he says, Reece James, he says, look at Reece James coming through us a week from your academy and he can't stay fit.
No.
He said Mason Mount improved. I like Mason Mount. I do think he's a good player, but can't stay fit.
I've never rated him.
But there's so many that go there and don't perform. Havertz, I don't know if people judge him.
Yeah.
Because I think about Chelsea.
Chelsea stint.
But he's been brilliant for Arsenal. And Arsenal don't want a target man through the middle. I suppose like how when Pep first signed Haaland, they never played with a number 9, and it was the wide players that were getting the goals, etc. Arsenal, Saka.
Oh, you had people saying Haaland were going to flop.
And look,
obviously that didn't happen.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
But you could see the logic in it, in why, because they didn't play with it. But Martinelli, I love the guy. I think he's on a bit of dip of form at the moment. But they're bringing Trossard. He gets the goals.
I really like
Sterling
Trossard
to come in. So why promising? Why not absolute class then?
Again, I think it for me, I do think they're missing a striker. Whether they're not going to play that system or not, I think they could have benefited from a Tony, for example, just to mix things up more than anything. There's times where I think last season they missed out on mixing it up and trying to play the same way that Arteta doesn't work. And for me, even if they won against Brighton, I'd have still put them in promising. Obviously, they signed Calafiori.
Yeah.
Who's a smart signing, very good player. Fits Arteta's system. Better than Zinchenko.
That's it. So they've made improvements. They have got better. Controversial red card potentially cost them against Brighton. I mean, my dad used to say to me, the league table never lies. I would say last year the league table lied because I thought Arsenal were the best team in the league. I thought they played the best football, they played some great goals.
Yeah.
And actually, I think if we'd have beaten Palace at Anfield, they would have beaten Villa when they played them. I think they saw that result that Palace had beaten us at Anfield, and I think it just eased a little bit of pressure on them. You never know. But interesting, right? You've also put Brentford in promising.
Yeah.
This one was a surprise.
Yeah, I think the loss of Toner could be really detrimental to them. And for me, I think the way that they've gone about it in the summer still, obviously they've signed Tony's replacement, but he's injured.
Yeah.
But if they can keep Mbermo fit, who's massively underrated and could play for a top 6 club in my opinion, if they keep him fit and firing, I think they'll do absolutely fine. And they've had a decent start, winning 2 games as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I think it's promising. Again, if they keep Thomas Frank, who's brilliant, love Thomas Frank, would have loved him at Leicester when we got rid of Rodgers. But that's another story about our board. Yeah, for me, promising.
All right. You also put Forest in there. Forest in promising.
And that pains me to say, because I hate Forest. Massively hate Forest. But that's the Leicester fan in there. And Forest fans will say, yeah, we don't care about you. You do care about us, let's be honest.
Do we need to disable the comments just after this point?
Just Forest fans. I'll just moderate Forest fans in the comments. Sorry, lads. But no, I think you've had a promising start. I think Nuno is a smart manager.
He got a lot of stick when he came in, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a lot of stick. I think a lot of fans thought he was past it. But then, from what I know, Forest fans loved Cooper. They still do like Cooper, even though he's with us.
He kept them up.
Yeah. I think he had a lot of hard work at Forest, where their owner was pretty much signed 2 new teams.
Just like Football Manager, wasn't it?
Mental. But for me, this season, I think they'll be absolutely fine. I think they've got a good team, solid team, good proven manager who I don't think will hit amazing heights, but will keep him in the league comfortably. For me, they'll be okay.
Where are the goals coming from?
Chris Wood, apparently. I think Morgan Gibbs. I really like Morgan Gibbs White.
I think if you're ever gonna take a section from this pod to throw back at anyone, where are the goals coming from? Chris Wood. I don't know if
he's done alright so far. I think he's got 2 in either spot.
I don't know if you've just absolutely blown Murchy's Mark segment out the window with that one. I don't think we can continue with that comment. Right, okay, so disappointing. You put Leicester, Man United, Palace, Wolves and Southampton.
Yeah.
Right, I think Leicester we're going to talk about, and look, I think for me, I completely agree with you in that one. For me, the big one is you have never signed a replacement for Jamie Vardy.
No, we've been needing one for how long now?
And that was, and look, we'll come to Leicester, later on in the series. Wolves, I want to talk about. Why have you put Wolves in disappointing?
I think losing Neto is big.
Yeah, great player.
Yeah, awesome player when fit, and we'll speak about that with Chelsea.
Yep.
But for me, I think their backline is unproven. I think you've still got Craig Dawson playing in there, who's probably their best centre half now. Especially now they've lost.
It was Kilman, didn't they?
Kilman to West Ham, who is doing alright over there.
Well, he was a beast, wasn't he?
Really good player, and they've not really replaced him. That I know the replacement they've got in is that Mosquera, is it? Who should have been sent off against Arsenal for choking Havertz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's looked dodgy in the games he has played.
Who's the other guy? They've got is it Cunha?
The Brazilian lad. Yeah, I like Cunha.
I tell you what, with Wolves as well. I mean, Liverpool fan. I keep my eyes on Twitter regularly, looking at or X, regularly with transfer news. They signed Andre.
Yeah.
The guy that we were linked with for ages, and actually we went in for apparently, and he said he wanted to stay, for another 6 months, whatever it is, to stay at Fluminense. Could he be a massive difference to them to show things up?
He could be. I think coming from that league into the Premier League is a massive step. Whether he will be able to do that, I don't know. If he can make that step, I think he will be key in Wolves surviving, because I think they'll be down there battling with us.
But Wolves fans, let us know. Do you think disappointing is a disappointing rating from Murchy there? I mean, I think Everton are the only team that you have put in the pile of. And look, I don't think there's many Evertonians out there that would disagree. I imagine many of them switched off the moment I said I'm a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, probably.
But I mean, I was in the supermarket in the Bournemouth game, and when I saw that Bournemouth had won, I just let out a yelp that my wife.
It's just funny, isn't it? It's just funny.
I don't even know how it happens. How you are 86 minutes, and you're 2-0 at home.
Crazy. You just got to see the game out.
You've got to see it. Everton fans, again, let us know in the comments. I worry for you.
Yeah.
I worry for you. I think you are going to have the nicest stadium in the Championship.
Yeah.
And
I think if you do go down, you are royally screwed.
I think you're done.
Massively. I think money will play a big part. I know you're already in debt with the new stadium.
And look, Scousers stick together. You can tell from my accent I'm not a Scouser, but family from around the area. Like, it'd be a shame for a team with Everton's pedigree and rich football history to go down. And there's a lot of people that are coming through, a lot of kids coming through now that will only know Everton as a relegation battling team.
Yeah.
And at one point they were competing for league titles regularly. It's big, and I worry for you. You've sat on the fence with quite a few minutes.
Yeah,
I put this one in
still
there.
a bit early in the season, I reckon.
put this one in there, and I thought, I'll give you a sit on the fence. I'll give you that chance. I'm slightly regret it now with 5 in there. So
it's the quarter of the league.
That's it. Bournemouth, Ipswich, Chelsea, Spurs, and West Ham. Right, I want to talk about Bournemouth first of all.
Yeah, Bournemouth. I think Irio is a great manager.
Very good manager.
Great manager. Great working with his assets. What he's got. Bournemouth individually haven't got that one individual, especially now with Solanke going for 60 odd million. But as a team, you know what you're going to get with them. Hard work, great press, good on the ball. Like, it's just, for me, I don't know how they're going to struggle. I don't know how they're going to be.
Yeah.
Whether they're going to struggle or not with or without Solanke, I'm not sure. I think they'll be safe in the end. I think they'll finish mid-table just because of the manager and his philosophy and how he gets his players.
He's been fantastic, hasn't he? And I think if there's a club that epitomises the fact that football is a team game, it's Bournemouth. Because I look at their squad and I'm thinking, who am I taking out of them?
Exactly.
Who's? I mean, Solanke was the one that was. 65 million.
65 is a lot. A lot.
Right, Ipswich. Now, this one I felt really sorry for because, look, I remember watching a podcast where someone was saying, the Premier League fixtures, they're all done on computer. How does a computer
There's
put
no
out
way they're done
Liverpool
on a computer. I'm not having that. I'm not having that it's all commute. It's just...
is that a blessing in disguise? Because at this stage, they know those fixtures coming up. They know that they're probably going to start the season on 0 points for the first 2 games, and it's a case of let's get through these, and if we can get through these and hold our heads high, let's have a go at the league.
Yeah. And I think I do think they'll go down. I just think their team isn't a Premier League team, and if that annoys Ipswich fans, apologise, but I just don't think there's Premier League players in that team.
They remind me of Luton. Last year, and look, Luton.
They were unlucky last year.
Well, I think Luton, by the end of the season, were most people's sort of second team.
Yeah.
No one wanted to see them go down. I think with Ipswich, they've signed Championship players ready for a potential drop, but then with the mentality of let's give it a go. The big thing I hope doesn't happen, and you see it far too often, don't sack McKenna.
You can't sack McKenna.
Don't sack McKenna.
Can't sack McKenna.
If the board starts saying, we're in the Premier League, we must try and stay there and try and bring in a conservative manager, he's Sam Allardyce, to park the bus to keep them up.
It just doesn't work in modern day football.
Please don't do that.
McKenna, fantastic manager. I think he'll go on to do great things.
Yeah.
If Ipswich stay up this season, I think he'll be there for another year, and I think another club will nab him. Probably United, with how the trend is, but we'll come on to that later.
Right, the last one I want to talk to you about on Murchy's Marks, Chelsea. Now, we said Chelsea fans, be ready for next week because we are going to talk about you in depth and what Murchy described as the circus. But you're on the fence with him.
Yeah, I think it's because being a Leicester fan, I've watched Enzo's team last year and we did struggle towards the end, but the first 12, 13 games was wicked to see. His system was really exciting. And obviously Chelsea have got some good players. They have got some good players. They've got a lot of players. Enough to fill a bloody boat. But for me...
45.
It's crazy.
45.
They've got some great players. And
they've signed some great players.
They have. I still think they could have done with a proper striker. I don't think Nicholas Jackson is the answer. They should have just gone out and signed Osimhen. For me.
Do you know what? I don't want to. I mean, this will be a sneak peek of next week, I'm sure. I was talking to a Chelsea fan this weekend, and I said, "Do you want Osimhen, given the fact that blatant mercenary? You look at what ended up at Galatasaray.
Mental that.
The money that he was demanding. I mean, look, if you're playing in Napoli, and look, Napoli did so well winning the league.
Yeah.
But if a Premier League club comes in for you, I mean, look, you never know what you read on X, what's true or not. But if you, by all accounts, at the beginning of the summer, Liverpool, Chelsea, and PSG all inquired about Osimhen. Liverpool pulled out straight away and just went, no.
No thanks, not
no,
dealing with that.
thank you.
Yeah.
And Chelsea pulled out, but to then go back in.
Yeah, strange that.
There was a little bit of desperation, I thought, with that one. But then, even then, they still couldn't get their numbers to work.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look, if you've got Chelsea, or at that stage, potentially stay at Napoli on the table, where Napoli have frozen you out, and you don't end up making that move happen.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's ended up at Galatasaray.
Exactly.
For me, I think Chelsea should have just bit the bullet and signed him. Even if it is for a season or two, get you back into the Champions League, go from there. For 40 million, yeah, probably. I mean, that's hardly anything of their budget, is it?
that's selling another hotel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Chelsea, I think it could be good with Enzo. I still think he'll be sacked by December.
You hear it there. Again, what do you think? Chelsea fans, let us know in the comments below. One thing I can say, comments-wise, this is absolutely fantastic.
Mine's gone.
Do you know what? Little dessert shop, I had the loads of Biscoff.
Mine's gone.
Absolutely incredible.
Absolutely smashed it.
What did you go for?
I had the Bueno one. I just love anything Bueno like. Yeah.
But do you know what? I was impressed looking through the menu, because we obviously ordered them in. So much choice.
Yeah, it's great.
So much choice.
It's great. That's what you want.
So do you know what? We usually save the marks to the end. So we'll
yeah.
But I can definitely recommend.
I would recommend that.
Get
100%.
Get online.
Even if it's not a milkshake, go for the other desserts because they all look great. So, I mean, I could smash a lot of that menu, but I won't.
Right. Okay. So the main part of the pod so far, we're going to call this segment "Outside the Box." Now, here's what's going to happen. Murchy and I, we're going to put potential scenarios that probably won't happen. They are, as they say, outside the box. Imagine, you watch it countless in football. The players have those long shots from outside the box.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a worldie and goes in, but more often than not, into row Z and miles wide. So these are the ones. Now, we're gonna either say goal, as in you've given a really good potential situation there.
Yeah. Yellow
card. That's far on the mark. That's very far on the mark. And then a straight red. That's game done. And then you tot up who's got the most goals at the end. So hopefully keeping track of that.
Might stay 0-0 for a while.
It could stay 0-0 for a while. Stay 0-0 for a while. I don't know about you. I've got my list.
Have you? I'm just going in my head.
I'm prepared. I've got
you've got a few. Go on. I'll let you start then, mate.
Do you know what? It's funny because after last weekend it all changed.
Yeah.
So we're not going to start yet, but. I genuinely, my first one that I had, and this is from a Liverpool fan, I had Man United challenge for the title. And I looked at that one and I thought, Murchy will either red card me straight away there, but I thought, Euro, great sign.
Yeah.
Overpaid, possibly, that'd be an argument.
Just a bit, yeah, but I think they needed something.
But they got it secure. Yeah. De Ligt, look, if Ten Hag can get him playing like he had him last time, okay, failed at Juve, failed at Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
I mean, a bit harsh word, maybe. Man United fans, I'm sure you'll have a go at that one.
He did. To be fair, I thought he was United's best player the other day.
But I thought sensible signings. I think getting Sancho out was really key. How the hell they got 20 million for him?
I know, crazy. You know what? I think he'll do alright at Chelsea. To be fair,
no pace.
That's the only problem.
No pace.
Enzo's team don't need pace. This is the thing.
So that was going to be there, but. Man United, you threw an absolute spanner in my works, but I was very happy that you did because after we played you off the park,
they were awful.
I swiftly took that one out there. Right. So here's my first one, mate. Are you ready for this?
Go on then.
Brighton win a trophy this season or finish in Europa League spots.
Oh, I think you're more in for the Europa League spots than a trophy for me.
Essentially, because if they win a trophy, they win Europa League. Essentially,
Yeah.
it's Brighton, not in conference,
Europa League. So we're saying 6th place this season.
5th or 6th, let's say, yeah.
Do you know what? With how this started, I'd give you a goal on that one.
It's 1-0.
Yeah,
it's 1-0.
I just really like the look of Brighton this season.
They
look good. They've got some good players.
Well, who's the lad they got from Newcastle?
Minte.
And they got Mitoma, who's come
Mitoma
back.
is
And,
brilliant.
he had a bad injury last year. Was he going to come back, hit the ground running already?
Yeah.
Well, Pedro, good player. Good player. James Milner, the veteran who is ever present, but the leadership he brings, what he brings there.
Yeah, I think you're bang on there, mate. I think they will go on a cup run. I don't think they'll win a trophy, but I think they will finish top 6.
Ooh. I'll take it. Right, go on. 1-0.
1-0.
What are you going for?
See, I had one, but for me, I thought Palace this season, top 6.
Ooh.
Top 6.
Top 6.
And then Elise left. But for me, I still think they'll finish well this season.
Right, so are you sticking with top 6 or like outside the box? Where are you going?
I think they'll finish 7th. I think they'll have a good year still.
Right, 7th. So that means 6 teams finish.
I think Glasner's just a
them.
good manager.
Oh. 6 teams. So we're thinking you've got obviously 3: Liverpool, City, Arsenal.
Yeah,
straight
they're
off
3.
top
You know you're
finishing
gonna
there. But then you've got Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle, Tottenham. There you say you've got Villa.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Fulham.
teams.
I might have to yellow card you on that one,
Oh,
Murchy.
okay.
I might have to, do you know what? I think. Look, viewers, put us in the comments whether you think I'm being harsh on there. But I think having lost Elise,
The Elise one really did sting
the
on my
start to the season they've had
Yeah.
as well. I don't.
To be fair, they've been unlucky in the
I
games they've
can't
played.
see finishing 7th.
Really?
I can't see it happening. I think if you'd have said top half, I'm going to have to yellow card
Yeah,
you. Murchy.
okay,
I'm gonna
fair
have to
enough,
card
mate,
you.
fair
Right,
enough.
okay, so see if you get your revenge on this one. Newcastle get back into the top 4.
Oh, no. Not for me.
Right, hang on. Isak, quality. Absolute quality. You know, we're talking about going and signing number 9. Arsenal, he'd fit beautifully.
Oh, perfect.
Chelsea, he'd
Yeah,
fit beautifully.
perfect.
Man United, he'd fit beautifully. Liverpool, look, I love Darwin Núñez. I do, you know, look, agent of chaos, and I get what people say, you don't necessarily want chaos as a good thing, but he's got all the attributes. The one thing Darwin Núñez doesn't have, for me, is the same level of game intelligence.
Yeah.
I see Isak, the way he reads the game, and I would swap like that. Guimaraes, great player.
I think with Newcastle, and the Newcastle fans might not like me for this, but Eddie Howe for me is not a top manager.
Oh,
Not a top manager for me.
Because he's been tipped for England manager, and look, we didn't talk about England last night.
Yeah.
They did well, you know. Trent, my boy, playing fantastic well. Please, Trent, get that contract signed. I would personally say, if you have to go English for the manager, I'd go Eddie Howe.
Okay.
But you're not.
Not for me. No, I've not rated Howe. Obviously, his first season, full season at Newcastle, obviously did well, finished Champions League. They've got a lot of money back in, and I think I'll come on to it in a bit. He won't be there at the end of the season.
So it's quite clear I've not scored another goal.
No,
are you yellow
I think it's a yellow card right here, mate. If I'm honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That hurts, mate.
Yeah. You know what? We'll stick with Newcastle, and I'll stick with what I've just said.
Right. Okay.
Eddie Howe will be sacked in the next 6 months.
You've heard it there.
I think Newcastle will sack him in the next 6 months.
That is the clip there that could make
Oh, it could. It could.
That is the clip.
It might come back and bite me, but
I
think he's still playing Jacob Murphy over Harvey Barnes.
He started Harvey Barnes.
He did start, and he scored.
Yeah, and he scored. Did well.
He should be starting Harvey Barnes as a Leicester fan who's seen him play. He's much better than Jacob Murphy. So for me, I think as a manager, and I think as Newcastle as a football club, when they see that they're not going to get Europe this year, but the owners, the Saudi owners, but there's a lot of money in there.
But I think not getting Mark Gahey across the line was a big one for them.
They've got Dan Burn playing centre back with Emil Kraft. That's not a top 6, top 4 centre back partnership, is it? Trippier's done.
I'll take my yellow card. Right, come on then, back to you.
Oh, the United one. See, I would have had him challenging for top 4, but then seeing the result last week is just
so that's gone.
That's gone. Yeah, I can't even mention United, if I'm honest with you.
No, I had to go through and redo all mine.
The United result changed them all.
It did, yeah. It did. And look, we will have a United episode.
Yeah.
We have some big United fan mates who will probably challenge us on that.
Oh,
we'll,
100%.
We'll quote that, but go on.
So, Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Really like Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit in Enzo's system. I think he'll have a poor year this year in terms of numbers. Obviously, he got 3 assists, 1 goal against Wolves. But that result, I think, was just a blip, if I'm honest with you. I think his numbers, in comparison to last year, where there were good numbers, will massively
That's what I say. What's a blip?
I'm not sure. I just think Palmer, knowing Enzo's system, I don't know where he fits in. And I think Enzo will try and shoehorn him in to a position that he won't want to play, and his numbers will dramatically drop from last year.
No, see, you know what? I think you played it a little bit safe here because you've pulled the Enzo card in the fact that you, as a Leicester fan on the terrace of the King Power,
I've seen it.
I can't card you for it because you could just throw that I know more about Enzo over there. I'm not giving you a goal. You're definitely not getting a goal, but I'm just letting that slide. That will slide.
Yeah.
Do you know what? We'll put that to the Chelsea fans
next
week.
Yeah, they see what they say. But for me, I really like Cole Palmer. I think he should have started in the Euros. I just don't think he fits in Enzo's system, and that will make him a worse player.
Right. Now, I'm on a yellow card, so on my list, I've got to be very careful what I go for here because I don't want to just end the game now. Do you know what? I'm reading through my list. Right. Okay. I'm just going to go for it, but this goes against Murchy's grades on here. All 3 promoted sides stay up.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you my reason. First of all, I worry about Wolves. I worry about Wolves. I'm not sure where the goals are coming from.
Yeah.
I agree with you what you said about Andre and all these players, whether they're ready.
Yeah.
Loss of Kilman, big loss.
Yeah, massive loss.
I think Gary O'Neill was a good manager.
Yeah.
Good manager, but I don't think he's been backed. The Neto money, what's happened there? Losing Neto is huge. Everton... I
think Everton are destined to go down.
Well, here's my clip, my controversial moment. I don't think Calvert-Lewin is that good.
Oh, mate, I agree.
When people say they've got Calvert-Lewin, he's getting fit, I do not think he's that good.
No. He's had one good spell in about 6-7 years.
But I don't see where the goals are coming from. So I think Everton hung on with that Decore goal against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I think this could be the year they go down.
It should be the year they go down.
And then... I look at Ipswich. I think they've got the 2 big hitters out of the way straight away. There's a lot of positive feel about it.
Yeah.
I think Leicester, with you not having your points deduction.
Yeah, it's massive, really, isn't it?
And look, although I don't think Vardy's going to get you the goals to keep you up,
no,
but he'll make the play. He won't let those players rest.
He's got that presence.
He's got that presence.
Yeah, exactly.
Presence. I mean, I think you saw the impact of him. In the Tottenham game.
Yeah.
Should have scored. Should have won.
Should have won that game. But...
So
who goes down with Everton and Wolves?
Well, this is where I'm going
If
to go.
not Southampton.
This is where I'm going to go your marks. And
Okay.
I'd possibly say Forest.
Forest,
Because,
really?
again, and look, Forest fans, forgive me, I don't know where your goals are coming from.
Chris
And
Wood.
it's-
It's Chris
exactly.
Wood.
And look, Morgan Gibbs-White, I think I saw a stat. The most he'd scored in a Premier League season was it like 7 or something like this. And look, again, Wolves fans, I'm expecting comments where bang, bang, bang. We're not stats people.
No, I hate this. I hate looking at stats.
But I don't know. I just worry for Forest.
I just think they're much better than Southampton.
Possibly.
If there's one team that will go down, it will be Southampton.
Well, Southampton haven't.
They were lucky to come up.
I don't think they've properly invested. I agree. But this is why it's outside the box. This is why it's outside the box. Outside the box does not mean we think this is going.
No,
to
it's
happen.
not. It's not a dead cert.
This is a shot.
No.
But what are you giving me then?
I think for not putting Southampton in there,
you're not going to do it.
I think I am. I think Southampton are awful, mate. I really do.
But it's outside the box.
It is outside the box. I can't give you a goal for it because I can't give you a goal for that.
But are you keeping me in the game?
I will keep you in the game because
it's all right.
It's. I would say it is realistic of happening. I think those 6 teams who you've spoken about will be.
They're the ones that are down there.
Yeah. I do think that's what will happen.
Yeah, they're the ones that are down there.
I think out of them, Forest will be okay though.
Yeah, well, you put them promising.
Yeah, I think they'll be absolutely fine. They've got
right.
some good players.
Go on then, back to you.
Back to me. Now I've got to be careful, really.
I know, we're treading on thin ice. We've got yellow cards quite
I've got to be
early on.
careful.
How many have you got, by the way?
I've got a few lined up. Yeah,
because I did wonder if it gets to the point, just run
yeah,
out of
just
the
run
list.
out. Just have to make some up.
Make some up as
Yeah,
well.
just make some up.
Go on.
Arsenal will finish 4th this year.
I'm going to let you justify it.
Okay, that's fine. I think Man City and Liverpool are better teams. By far. I think the last 2 seasons they've had, they've been quite fortunate that Liverpool have dropped off slightly. Especially last year, they dropped off significantly.
Season before that.
Was it last year or the season?
One
of the two.
Last year, we dropped up. We didn't keep up the title challenge. It was Klopp's last year, obviously.
Yeah. I think that always
it was the
made
season
an impact.
before that we really struggled, where we dropped out of Champions League, finished 5th.
Yeah, I just think the way that he set his team up, it comes back to the marks earlier. I think teams will suss it out with the way he sets up. He's only got a limited amount of players that he works with. Whereas Man City, they've got this, that, and the other 18 players who can play in 55 different positions. I think Arsenal will struggle this year. Not to stay in the title race, but I just think teams will find them out.
So, right. Because the temptation, as soon as you said that, was to red card you straight away. Because I thought absolute ludicrous. But I thought, here you are. Right. So, you said in 4th.
Yeah.
So, they're still in the Champions League spots. You said there'd been a title challenge. So, who
else is in the title challenge?
Because
this is the one then.
this might cost you the
It
game.
probably will
Go
cost
on.
me the game. But I really think Spurs will be in the top 4.
I think you're done there, mate.
You reckon?
I think you're done. No.
Oh no, I think I just like Ange. I think they've got a good solid team. But like you said, outside the box, it will depend on Solanke for me. Whether he does fire.
One season where he scored 19 goals in the Premier League. One season. That's it.
Yeah.
And all the hope is on him.
They've got a good squad. I think Madders is very good. He will always be very good. Son is just.
And
Son.
you think that's enough title challenge to finish above? I mean, you do.
I think they will finish above Arsenal.
Do you realise what you've just said as well? You said that Arsenal are going to finish below Spurs.
I think they will. I think they'll drop off significantly this year. I think teams will suss Arteta out.
Right, Arsenal fans, if you're still watching and haven't turned off right now, you're probably throwing things around.
Yeah,
room.
probably.
I don't think you can go to London anymore.
No,
to be
that's
fair.
fine. I don't really want to go back.
Right. I'm gonna have to red card you.
Yeah.
I
thought it was coming.
I cannot see anything other than that. Like, no. Like, do you know what? Arsenal last year, they didn't have big injuries, from what I remember. Again, Arsenal fans might correct me if I'm wrong, but they kept the spine free.
All it takes is one injury this year.
You know, Saliba could get injured. That'd be a big one for them. Saka
and Saliba are there.
But
two.
I think I can't see him dropping that much. Like, I think the reason why we dropped when we did was, bear in mind, that was the season after we were 2 games away from the quadruple.
Yeah,
you know, lost the Premier League on the last day, lost the Champions League to Madrid. You know, history. We played every single game that we possibly could, and we looked burnt out. We looked knackered. You know, Mane had gone by that point. Big loss. Darwin came in, didn't hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And Klopp, look, the reason that season was why he left, because you could see the energy just draining from him.
Yeah.
Last season, you know, I think there's some good building at Liverpool. I'm excited as a Liverpool fan.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
You know, Klopp left us in a very good position with the signings he brought in. I think when people compare us to the Arsenal-Man United situation, it's different. It's completely different, because Slot's been left with a promising thing. But Arsenal, they've quietly built this very good side. Now look, if they don't win the league this year, and they don't go far in the Champions League, the questions would need to be asked.
Yeah.
Because in terms of Arsenal, I think they are a quality side. Odegaard, haven't you mentioned Odegaard?
No.
Quality player. But yeah, to say Spurs.
I do think they'll finish 4th. I don't know why. I think there's some deep feeling inside of that thinks they'll drop off this year big time.
I cannot. I can't. No, I think that is. There's outside the box. You're not. That's gone out of the stadium.
Yeah, fair enough.
That one has gone
put
out
it
of the
into
stadium.
Yeah, fair enough.
1-0.
Yeah, we'll take 1-0.
1-0.
Nice 1-0 win for you as well, mate.
Round 1. Perfect. See what we'll come up with next week for
Yeah.
outside the box. It's going to have to be a Chelsea-focused outside the box.
Oh, there's plenty there.
Well, that's it. Do you know what? Funny enough,
Yeah.
on my list, actually, I had a few Chelsea ones in there. And actually, do you know what? I'm going to just throw one in there.
Go on.
Because I want to start next week by talking about this, really. Chelsea, if you look at their squad on paper, should be challenging for, if not getting top 4.
100%.
If not challenging for the league.
100%. With the players they've got Enzo as a World Cup winner in there.
There is no reason why this Chelsea team.
I think the only thing that's stopping them is the goalkeeper.
Yes, that's the one.
That's the only thing they need. I think Sanchez isn't good enough.
No way.
Obviously, the Petrovic is gone. They brought this new lad. I forgot what his name is. Jorgensen. Yeah. Obviously, not heard much.
Don't know about him.
I think that is the only thing that will stop them. I think you've seen that. Who scored against Chelsea? Was it Kovacic who scored?
Yeah.
Yeah. A better goalkeeper saves that.
But it was in that game. It was tight. City didn't run away with it.
No,
2-0.
no, yeah. I was quite surprised as a Leicester fan watching it at how Enzo set up his team. I thought they were going to get spanked 4 or 5.
Chelsea for me, dark horse. Dark horse. I think the Neto quality signing.
Just got to stay fit.
Got to stay fit. I think Caicedo, quality player. Look,
I think the midfield pairing is like, it's on par with everyone else's.
We'll talk about it now because it's on the table. We talked about Chelsea midfield. Look, Liverpool have connections with Chelsea's midfield, obviously. When we put in that bid for Caicedo, I texted our group chat and said, if this goes across the line, we win the league, because I think he's that good a player. I think when that didn't happen, and we then thought Lavia, I thought, okay, maybe not this year because he needs time to bed in.
Yeah.
But there is your future. Yeah. There is the rock. I think with those two, they've got incredible midfield. And Enzo, you can't deny his quality.
There's something there.
Don't become a bad player overnight.
He started every game for Argentina and they won the World Cup at the end of the day.
I think someone needs to he needs a James Milner next to him.
Yeah, he needs
like
some
to
experience.
grab hold of him and sort him out. You know, his all his antics that he's getting up to and everything like this. But there's a player.
100% there's
Cole
a player.
Palmer, what a player. What a player. If you look at the defence, Fofana and Colwell, good.
I really like Ruben Colwell, to be fair.
So, on that bombshell, that Chelsea could, there's outside the box, Chelsea could challenge for the league title. Let us know what you think in the comments. So, that's all from us today. I suppose in our closing remarks, we've looked at Murchy's marks, where there's some controversial ones there. Again, but let us know what you think. Go back.
It's all opinion.
We're going to read through your comments. We'll read some out next week. Get in touch with us. Let us know what you think. And we cannot recommend these guys enough.
No.
Real Dessert Shop.
All information will be probably on here somewhere about the shop and our socials. So anything, just give us a contact and we'll try and include it with our next debate also.
Perfect. 1-0.
1-0.
1-0. Keep in touch. See you later.